Today, we're going to talk about how these protein products actually slowing down your muscle building progress. Now, you may say, what are these protein products? We talk about the bars and the yogurts and the powders. The thing is, when I started bodybuilding in the early 80s, I think I first started training when I was in 1981, there were no bars and products like that, powders available. Everything was real food. That meant that we actually built a lot of muscle a lot quicker. Now, you may say, oh, how do you know? I know that because I was a coach. After my bodybuilding, I coached hundreds and hundreds of people. I had a team called Team Savage that prepped people for competitions and helped people build muscle. The reason why I don't do that anymore is because I think body has gone crazy. What we ate for protein, we ate mainly real food. It was explained to me from day one of trying to build muscle that an egg was the best protein. So we had to eat a lot of eggs. And then red meat was also very good because red meat contains so many things, carnosine, carnitine. We talk about so many things that were good for your body to actually help you build muscle. And then fish. So this is the things that we ate. We had lots of chicken, we had lots of, and like I said, red meat, we had lamb, we had turkey. That was going really well. All of us, that's the kind of food we ate until recently when these powders and stuff got introduced into the industry. To a bit of history about whey protein. Now, whey was a byproduct of cheese manufacture. Until recently, until somewhere in the 90s, they used to throw it away, and then someone had a great idea and said, guys, we can make this and add stuff to it and call it food. I remember when I was a sponsored athlete, I was sponsored by 10 different companies when I was bodybuilding, and most of them, they send me on courses to learn about whey protein. So when I did seminars, I could talk about them. And I learned a lot about cross-flow, microfiltration, and how many times the whey protein had to go through that kind of process to make it into whether it was isolated and concentrate. I learned all of that. But then what they didn't tell me was all the other stuff that they added to it, like the emulsifiers. And in fact, now at the moment, whey protein that you get, because of the price of protein, it's full of fillers, it's filled with so many other things. When you get the powder, just read the ingredients, stabilizers. You may be okay with them now, but being okay doesn't mean you're healthy. When they say something is safe, it doesn't mean it's healthy. In fact, I know some doctors who are trying to campaign for whey to have a health warning on it because there are so many young people who are suffering the effects from kidney problems, gastric problems, they've got heart problems from drinking whey all the time. When whey came on the scene, I understood it as a supplement, something that you have once in a while. But I know some people who blame this on convenience and the fact that I've got no time. They have these powders all the time. When I started out, when I was in 19, 20, 21, bodybuilding was synonymous with cooking. We had to learn, we were told, guys, you had to learn to cook. This cooking was something that you needed to do until these guys came along and they convinced us. They told us, oh, it's okay to eat all these protein products. Remember one thing, right? These protein products, they're all made by somebody in some kind of a lab, put chemicals together, put this together, and they're full of ingredients that you shouldn't have. They don't belong in the human body. And two, they are made to last for as long as possible. And then three, they add stuff just to give you taste. How many times have you had a protein powder, and then you literally get this sickly feeling? I remember my sponsors used to make this banana flavor. And every time I had it, literally I gagged. At the beginning of my bodybuilding, that's what I learned. It's all about animal meat, single ingredient food, animal protein. And then the supplement companies came along. And then before you knew it, all the literature was coming out, so much research. And then they confused all of us. They convinced us that whey protein bioavailability is high. When you talk about the bioavailability of a particular food, that's how much of that food can be broken down and used by your body. So the difference between protein utilization, you can eat the protein, can be absorbed straight away, but that doesn't mean that your body's going to use it, because a lot of the time it's just sugar. Most of them, a lot of what you see in the protein powders are sugars. And then I actually think that the bars are even worse than the powders, because look at the protein bar. I am lucky in the sense that if I have a bite of a protein bar, I just go straight to the toilet. But there are certain people who are not so lucky. I say not so lucky because their guts can tolerate it straight away. But that something's going to give somewhere down the line, you have to be aware of that, because that's not food. If you look at it, it's plastic. You can take it out of the package and leave it for 100 years. There won't be, may get some dust on it, but there won't be any mold on it, because it's not food. It is not food, and you got to understand that. Now, if you get up in the morning and you go to the toilet, you're making all these sounds and smelly, a lot of the time is because your excrement is predominantly bacteria, like live bacteria. And when they smell really badly, it just means that you've got loose stools and you think that's normal. I went through that for years, for decades, because I also I gave up what I learned at the beginning of the 80s, and I bought into all this protein powders nonsense. I used to get it for free, and I tried it. A few of them, I couldn't digest most of it. But the ones that I could digest, I realized that they were not good for my gut. And eventually, I got up in the morning and literally I used to have an argument with my family all the time. And then when I stopped, I realized I actually felt better. I started building muscle quicker. So guys, remember this. Protein products that are available in the shops, you see all the everything high protein, they're just products. They're not food. You have to remember that they're not food. If you want to build muscle, stay with the eggs, stay with the red meat, stay with the chicken, and fish, stay with animal protein. Because what happens when you eat animal protein, your body takes the protein, and then the protein comes with its own micronutrients. Your body uses the micronutrients and converts the protein into amino acids. And then it uses the amino acids to build your muscle. It's that simple. So what you want to do is eat animal protein. Don't trust these guys who are going to make this product for you and convince you and say to you, studies say this. That's bollocks. Nothing made in the lab should be better than natural food. Remember that. If anybody tries to tell you that, they're lying to you. Anyway, guys, remember, eggs, number one, red meat, turkey, whatever, red meat, fish. Get all the fish in. I used to eat tins of tuna. When I was a student and I could not afford it, I've got young people that say, Eddie, I can't afford this. You can get 4 tins of tuna for about £3. Buy that, and that's what I lived on. I lived on eggs and tuna. I built most of my muscle at the beginning with eggs and tuna. Guys, please don't trust these people with all these products, because they contain things that you may not get the bad effects from them straight away, but somewhere down the line, they're going to cause you problems. I hope you understand that, because your health is important. Don't ruin your health. Don't put your life in danger, your health in danger, because you're trying to build muscle, because people selling you this stuff don't care. And the coaches guy also don't care about you. They only care about whether you build the muscle or not. You can build muscle with those proteins, but you're putting your health in danger. Anyway, thank you for watching, and give us a like, because that helps us grow.